Hi everyone, Artemiy is here. So, as you might have heard, a lot of famous Incredibox Scratch projects have been removed and no longer are available on the website. What happened, you may ask? In this video, I will explain this situation and what does it mean for the future of Incredibox fanmates. Before we go to the main topic, I will have to explain how most of these Scratch mods were made. In short, most of the mods were using an Incredibox template created by this guy. It was an easy way for people to make mods by just editing this project. With that, they would create a remix, basically a modified project. So this Incredibox template was acting as the root, and all these mods were branches. Now, what happened is that So Far So Good filed a copyright report to Scratch by asking to remove certain projects that were violating the copyright. The reason being, as I understand, was to get rid of some projects that were literally the free versions of the original game, which in some way would act as this piracy, not direct but similar to it. But what happened is that the Scratch team removed this Incredibox template project, and with that, all the remixes that were attached to it were removed automatically. For those who also wonder, the projects that were made on Kopych are still up here, nice and safe, and as of today are not reported to be removed. There were also some projects that remained in the Scratch because they were using a different template, like for example the 4th version of Incredibox, but right now it's also not available on website, but not because it was removed, but because the developer himself decided to private it until further notice. So as we can see, the main target was an Incredibox template, not an entirety of Scratch. But because the Scratch team has been pretty incompetent, they decided to completely remove the template itself, which caused the situation. So, what does it mean for the future of Incredibox fanmates, specifically the ones that were made using the Scratch engine, or to be specifically Gandhi IDE? Is it over? Well, yes and no at the same time. Because of the removal of Incredibox template, the main source for people to make their mods, there will be less or no mods at all on Scratch itself. But for the projects that were made in Kopych, I think it should be mostly fine. Why I think so? Because, as I understand from the info that I have been given, the Incredibox projects in Kopych are not connected to some sort of template. They are not remixes. Most of these fanmates are ports from the Scratch or are using their own Incredibox engine that very few people have access to. So, if Incredibox team would want to remove projects from there, it would probably involve projects that directly violate copyright, like making a free version of Wikity for example. Fully fan-made stuff like Subbox series, seasons and etc. are probably gonna be fine and are not gonna be removed. I don't think developers had an intention to remove all the stuff that was on Scratch, just the ones that were violating the copyright. But what happened have happened. What is my opinion on this entire situation? Well, I think that the removal of certain Scratch projects due to copyright was inevitable. This whole Scratch boom happened so suddenly that I don't think anyone was expecting that. If you would tell an Incredibox fan back in 2022 that people would start making fan-made versions using the kids' programming website, they would probably think you were crazy. But in the end, what we have is that a lot of really good content creators from Scratch have basically lost their home. But I wouldn't call it the end of Incredibox Scratch mods. These same content creators could move to Kopych, because again, I don't think devs would target the original fan-made projects there. Yes, it would probably be hard to adapt to the new environment and tools there, but it will be worth it, sooner or later. And we could probably see the beginning of a new era, the beginning of Incredibox Gandhi mods. Or, these content creators could move to official app modding. And again, it would probably be hard to adapt to it, even harder to Kopych, but there are already a bunch of cool tools that would help creating these mods easily. Plus, I could assist these people with advice or help in understanding the Incredibox app modding. So, don't be afraid to hit me up if you would need help. The Discord link is in the description, lol. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all for watching and see you next time.